Mugshot of Catherine, Kitty Genovese in 1961. She became the victim of a notorious murder in 1964 that later sparked discussions about bystander apathy. It was around 3:15 a.m. on March 13, 1964, when 28-year-old Kitty Genovese was attacked on a street outside her apartment building in Kew Gardens, Queens. Returning home from her shift managing a bar, Kitty was ambushed by a stranger, later identified as Winston Moseley, who stabbed her repeatedly and sexually assaulted her as she screamed for help. The assault was not swift. Moseley attacked, fled when interrupted, and then returned to stab her again, ultimately murdering Kitty in the entryway of her building. What truly shocked the nation was not only the brutality of the crime but the initial media reports that followed. 2 weeks after the murder, the New York Times ran an explosive article claiming that 37 or 38 of Kitty's neighbors witnessed or heard portions of her attack and did nothing to intervene or call police. According to the article, as the young woman cried out, "Oh my God! He stabbed me! Please help me!" lights went on in nearby apartment windows. Yet no one came down to assist or even phoned the authorities until it was too late. This story of collective apathy struck a nerve across America, painting a grim portrait of urban indifference. The public outcry was immense. How could so many people watch a woman get murdered and not try to help? Psychologists John Darley and Bib Latournay took notice and began studying what they coined the Bystander Effect, also known as Genovese Syndrome, where individuals in a group are less likely to assist a person in distress, assuming someone else will act. For decades, Kitty Genovese's name in psychology textbooks symbolized the dangers of assuming that someone else will help. The case even became a catalyst in discussions leading to improvements in the emergency phone system. Shortly afterward, the 911 Universal Emergency Number was established, partly to make it easier for bystanders to report crimes. However, later investigations revealed that the original narrative was misleading and highly exaggerated. In reality, far fewer people saw the attack than initially reported, and those who did witness snippets did react, though perhaps not as effectively as one would hope. Some neighbors indeed shouted at the attacker or called the police. One woman ran to comfort Kitty in her final moments. The initial Times story, it turns out, grossly exaggerated the number of passive witnesses. In 2016, the New York Times even issued a clarification, acknowledging its 1964 coverage was flawed. Nonetheless, the truth doesn't erase the fact that some people did hear cries and failed to act in time. And the crime's legacy unquestionably led to positive changes in understanding bystander behavior and improving community vigilance. As for Winston Moseley, the perpetrator, he was caught just 6 days after the murder. During a burglary arrest in custody, Moseley confessed not only to killing Kitty Genovese but also to other violent crimes. He was convicted of murder and sentenced to death, though his sentence was later commuted to life in prison. Moseley showed little remorse. And chillingly, he provided a disturbing motive. He simply wanted to kill a woman. He remained in prison for the rest of his life, dying in 2016 at the age of 81. Kitty Genovese's tragic death thus had a profound and lasting impact. It humanized the concept of the bystander effect, turning a young woman's name into a call to action. Don't stand by when someone needs help. The story is often retold, not only as a cautionary tale about urban apathy, but also as a reminder that we must question initial narratives. Above all, we remember Kitty as a vibrant young woman whose life was cut short. and whose legacy inadvertently changed how society thinks about helping strangers in peril. If this tale gave you chills, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications, because more haunting, unforgettable stories are coming every week.